this is still a very active investigation. We're currently on North Main Avenue and Sweatland Street, where the shooting took place yesterday that sent the Scranton police officer to the hospital. We actually also see a state police helicopter up in the air circling the neighborhood. State police announced that they will be holding a press conference later this morning. 2022's I-Team Chief Investigative Reporter Andy Mahalchik will be at that press conference updating us with the latest from state police. But here's what we know right now. We're here at the scene of Bear Creek Boulevard, right off of Laurel Run Road. This is still a very active scene. We're going to zoom in as to what's happening behind me. You can see that school bus is actually getting ready to be towed off of that scene. Right diagonal from that is a tow truck that was involved in that head-on crash. This is still an active criminal investigation for the Scranton Police Department after they say an officer-involved shooting happened around 4:30 this morning. I'm going to step out of the way here so you can see we're on North Main Avenue, and that street that's blocked off, that is Sweatland Street. We're having a blast here at Pocono Raceway. I found the three best friends that anyone could have. It's Mark, Eric, and Carlos. You guys met 22 years ago here. This is known as the Riddle and Halloween house because it is a terrifying pathway that they have been. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that thing. Mine is just not going to look like that. I don't think I can do that. All right, Amy, I'm going to hand you the mic. If you want to narrate what I should be doing.
Sure. Okay. So she's going to take 2 pushes. I always like to say open the curtain, peek through. There she goes. That was pretty good.
I think I did an excellent job getting Mark Hiller's amazing features, part of the dynamic duo, of course. I did add, because Logan said maybe add some additional features. Photographer Taylor said it looked phenomenal. So I just added him saying chi-chi beans, because of course we love some chi-chi beans. And orientation team leaders like Kaden here are transporting precious cargo for King's College first year move-in day. Details in a live report coming up. Saturday night, the puck drops at 6:05. The Penguins shooting for a victory at its home opener. Gearing up.
Froggy 101, it's the Doc Show. What's going on? It's Chewy chilling out with you.
Live alongside Chewy and Doc working remote.
Hey, Chewy.
It's an everyday morning routine at Froggy 101's studio in Pittston Township. But this time, it's extra special. The duo participates in the Country Cares Radiothon to raise money for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
Even if you are struggling, you go, well, at least I have air in my lungs and I'm healthy. Some kids don't even have that. Some kids are thinking, what's tomorrow going to be? Is there going to be a tomorrow?
Beginning at 6 a.m., the co-hosts work to raise a specific number of partners in hope, ringing in the celebration when beating their goal each hour. Unlike many other hospitals, St. Jude runs off funding and donations so children and their families don't need to worry about a bill.
When you ask for help, they come calling, they come knocking, they come in full force, and that's why Northeast PA is the greatest community in the entire world. John from Scranton, Ryan from Ashoppin.
Names rattled off from the community donating as special guests like 2822's Mark Hiller and Tom Williams help spread the word.
What a return on investment. Yeah. $19, save a life.
During the Radiothon, St. Jude kids' stories play.
She was so motivated to live. We lived.
Emotions running high, absorbing their impact.
We are trying to tug at your heartstrings this morning, but there are a lot of success stories out there that, we want to multiply.
A donation providing children's hope, longer survival rates, and better quality of life, while aiding in the fight against childhood cancer.
It makes me feel like one of the luckiest guys alive, because knowing that not only do I get to help a family, I get to help that child live one more day.
In Pittston Township, Sydney Kostus, 2822 News. When the call for help is made, they jump into action. EMTs are there in times of an emergency, whether it's a house fire in the dead of winter or an injured passenger involved in a car crash. But ambulance services across the Commonwealth are being decertified due to lack of staffing and funding. We went to Pocono Mountain Regional EMS to ask why the industry is facing this crisis.
It costs about $700,000 a year just to have one ambulance on the road 24/7 with equipment, with radios, with the staffing, with everything. So we need to figure out a way to sustain that and to make sure that we're bringing in enough just to cover that.
Schrader has more than 20 years of experience in the field, explaining the demographic of EMS has shifted, as it used to rely on volunteers heavily, but it slowly dwindled and came to a halt when COVID hit in 2020. He says before new legislation was passed last year, that high cost on a patient's ambulance bill was partly due to EMS only being reimbursed a fraction from insurance companies.
It might cost us $500, $600 just to run a call, but we're only getting $300, $400 from Medicaid, Medicare.
The new act ties the state's Medicaid reimbursement to the federal Medicare rates, paying the amount that is higher for EMS. Schrader says while these policies are a welcome change, the challenges ambulance providers are facing are not entirely resolved.
We need to have sustainable funding models that will allow us to absorb these inflationary costs and continue to invest in infrastructure and equipment and innovative care models.
As the EMS provider here in the Poconos is pushing through a nearly 50% increase in operational expenses in the last 5 years, Schrader says more EMS are getting shut down in neighboring counties, and they have a call out to the public for support.
Engage your local, state, county legislators and say, hey, this is important to me as a voter, as a person. This is an issue that's important, and we need to get EMS on a sustainable path.
In Tobyhanna Township, Sydney Kostus, 2822 News.